Before I get started, I am painfully aware that I currently look homeless. I desperately need to get to the barber this weekend. But another week has gone by, so it's time once again to meet a collection of truly ghastly people who feel compelled to share their thoughts and or actions upon the information superhighway. So ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, welcome to People Being Awful Part 49. Let's start with a new superhero. I must say, Tom Holland's replacement as Spider-Man looks rather underwhelming. And I know that for a few years now the Marvel movies have gone off the boil, but if that's the latest offering, then the budget has been drastically cut. What is that man doing? A tubby middle-aged man, something of which I have experience of, dancing around in elf ears in front of a screen showing the gods of ancient Egypt in what looks like his kitchen. Why is he doing that? Well, obviously it'll be a sex thing. But after he recorded that video, what went through his mind that made him think, yes, the entire world needs to see this?
3 bills I'm never paying: student loans, medical bills, any type of parking traffic violations. I'm not paying that shit. Charge it to the game.
She's not paying for student loans? Call me a cynic, but I doubt she's had any form of higher education anyway. Not paying medical bills. Now, for my friends watching in the USA, isn't the way it works in the new world that either you have medical insurance or you have to pay for your treatment? And if you do neither of them, you're pretty much just left to die, which in the case of that woman won't be overly detrimental to the future of the human race. And she's not going to pay for any traffic violations. Then surely, eventually, she'll just end up in jail. Moving on.
There is a deficit among young people, a social skill deficit, among other skills. And we can acknowledge that without being cruel and unkind. I already blocked the person, but calling it the Gen Z stare, and then shitting on Gen Z and saying that they're upset about that because they think they invented everything, among other things, is in fact bullying. Yeah. It's fucking rude, it's fucking unkind, and it is the exact same thing that boomers did to us. Stop it. Y'all sound stupid, and you're fucking rude.
Okay, the Gen Z stare. Here's a quote from The Independent. A blank, unbothered expression that older generations find terrifying. Is that right? Obviously, I don't want to tar all younger people with the same brush. But when it comes to that blank, emotionless stare, I'm not terrified. I find myself thinking, fuck me, I bet this one's backward. I best speak slowly and clearly, lest it has a panic attack and runs away crying. Of course, many of these people have social skills issues. They grew up during COVID, and most of them have had smartphones their entire lives. They interact with the world through a screen, like we're doing right now. But why would anyone take that young man seriously? Sir, take a look at yourself. What is that haircut? You paid someone to do that to you. And as for the boomer's comment, I don't know what he means. Although I'll guarantee he doesn't know what a boomer is. He'd probably think I'm a boomer. I'm not a boomer, I'm Generation X. In fact, I'm one of the youngest Gen Xers. So here is a short list of some of the life hacks that Generation Z think they've come up with. Silent walking. This is the act of walking without listening to music. When do they think headphones were invented? Or is it that throughout human history we've always needed musical accompaniment when taking a stroll? So back in the Tudor age, to go out for an evening walk, one would need to be followed by a string quartet on the back of an ox cart. An empty shower. The act of taking a shower for pleasure rather than getting clean. Again, maybe these younger people are so obsessed with climate change they don't realise that summer has always been hot. Sometimes people take a cold shower to feel better. Quiet quitting. This is the act of going to work and doing your job in a half-assed way just to get paid. That isn't new, that is everyone who works in the public sector. And finally, going black. Not what you think. Going black is the act of turning off one's mobile phone so you cannot be contacted. Yeah, no one's ever done that before.
TikTok is fortunately, and I guess for some unfortunate, the only way that we can get reliable information and news on what's going on in the world around us today. All sourced by people like us, everyday citizens, everyday people from all around the world, whether you're in this country, in other countries. This is the proof right here on this platform alone that when we come together, we can achieve great things, including sharing information. Because I may have a puzzle piece, you may have a puzzle piece, but when we come together and put those puzzle pieces together, we're fucking dangerous and unstoppable, baby.
In all of the people being awful videos I've made, that woman is one of the most awful. She's not a furry, she's not a militant trans activist, she's not a swivel-eyed lunatic insisting people use ridiculous made-up neopronouns, no. Worse than that, she thinks TikTok is an accurate news source. TikTok is home to the internet's finest nut jobs. Foreign bots deliberately spreading misinformation and tinfoil hat-wearing conspiracy theorists. And yes, she may have one puzzle piece and someone else may have another puzzle piece. It doesn't mean they're working on the same fucking jigsaw. And when those people get together, yes, they will be dangerous. To themselves. Great, there's a man doing an impression of a cat. My life has been so enriched and now so has yours. Is that a skill he puts on his CV? There's one clip left. It's just over a minute long. I'll warn you now, don't watch it if you're eating.
Disgust around bodily fluids and waste is not a universal experience. This is what I mean when I say that Americans center your own worldview and think that your worldview is the absolute one. There is a Ugandan woman on this platform on TikTok that makes a lot of videos of how she uses cow manure in order to repair baskets and to also repair the floor of her home. And she touches the cow manure with her bare hands to smear it on the floor, to smear it on her baskets. When Haitian people, my people, built the citadel, the fort that they used to protect themselves after chasing away and fighting away the French, they used the manure of animals like goats in order to build the citadel. In many cultures, blood is used in ritual sacrifices. Blood is used as oftentimes adornment.
So now, it's white supremacy if you don't want to spend your times frolicking around in piles of shit. Now, I don't consider myself a racist, but if that's where the bar is now being set, I'll change the name of this channel to Grand Wizard Danny. And the Ugandan woman. Is she using cow crap to repair baskets, although God alone knows what she puts in them, I hope it isn't foodstuffs, and her floor? Is she using cow dung because she wants to, or because that's the only material available to her? The citadel she's referring to was never actually used because, to be blunt, Napoleon had better things to do. However, its construction apparently cost around 20,000 lives. Now, as a defensive structure, if you were stood there surrounded by scores of dead bodies looking up at a half-built building, would you be thinking, thank God, that's keeping my people safe? And as for using dung, that's fair enough. I would argue cement would be better. And that comment that blood is used in some ritual sacrifice. Listen to that again. Ritual sacrifice. That does not sound like an advanced society. Also, massive glasses, unsightly septum piercing. I guess it's nice to know that woke idiocy crosses racial divides. Also, why did she have sideburns? There's a dog up there having a crap. Hopefully I can pick it up and use it to regrout the bathroom. Weren't they lovely? Anyway, that's the end of this video. If you enjoyed it, please do like and subscribe if you haven't already. If you could leave a like, a comment or share the video, that really helps the algorithm. If you would like to support me in making these videos, and thank you to everyone who's already done so, there are links in the description to my Patreon and to buy me a coffee. And as ever, thanks for watching. I know Marvel films have been off the boil for a while now, but what box? So the Generation Z stare. Got a quote here from the Independent. That's the wrong page. I guess that, oh no, dog walker. I've also seen members of Gen Z proudly proclaiming that they found a new way to write where you don't have to take the pen off the paper. So that'll be cursive then. Also, our new friend is equating white supremacy with being American, as if in her mind, to be American is to be white. Who's being divisive here? Weren't they a delightful bunch of people? Anyway, that's the end of this. Fuck it.